want to play a clip with an interview, Nina Turner interview with Crystal Ball on the Rising. Check this out and we'll take it on the other side.
Power actually work when trying to deal with a kind of a solidified establishment politics in terms of how you should criticize them?
Oh my God, thank you so much for that question. You know, it is really hard, and this is something else I want people to wrap their minds around. There's something special and unique about our campaign. We were not just running to help Senator Sanders become the next president of the United States of America. We were running both a presidential campaign and pushing a movement. And those are two extraordinarily difficult things to do simultaneously. And the movement part, because movements can be unwieldy, movements require the whole notion that people will be independent in their thinking as they are building. And so you cannot necessarily control a movement as you are building it. There was no other campaign doing just that understanding that what was happening in 2016, what happened in 2020 was bigger than just one moment, one election cycle. So lessons to be learned is that the progressive movement needs to be more nimble. We need to coalesce. We need to forge a pact with one another of those things that we solidly agree on and make our demands as a group. We have to be as agile as the moderates, as agile as the corporatists. And we also need to understand a truth that Brother Frederick Douglass articulated in his time. It is still true today, and I'm sure generations before him said the same thing, which is power concedes nothing without a struggle. It concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, it never will. Now, I'm paraphrasing him, but that is true. And so the progressive movement, we must understand, although our ideas are the best. Yes, I said that. They are the best. Some people may disagree. They're wrong. Our ideas are the best. You can have the best ideas, the best intentions. You can have moral clarity. You can have righteous indignation. You can have all of those things, but you must get the power. And power plus moral clarity, power plus the best intention, power plus righteous indignation gets us the change that we need. And that is the lesson that should be learned from the progressive movement. And we are going to do better. We're going to keep on moving. Listen, I am a leader in this movement, and I have no intentions on stopping. And back to I want to kind of close out my remarks with this point: not mutually exclusive to understand that President Donald J. Trump must be defeated, and then also that you deserve nice things. You can do both. And we should never fall so much in love with a politician or anybody that is really holding the people's power. I mean, how is it that we have this thing turned around and politicians make us think that we owe them instead of the other way around? You know, I served as a senator. I served as a councilwoman. I never walked around thinking that my constituents owed me. Public servant. That is what this is about. He or she who is the greatest among you shall be the servant. We do deserve nice things, and we should make demands. If we don't make demands, we won't get anything that is different than what we've been getting for generations.
I think that is very well said, and you are a leader in this movement. And I was thinking back, in 2016, after Donald Trump had secured the Republican nomination, he knew that the part of the coalition that wasn't too sure about him was the religious right. So what did he do? He picked a vice president in Mike Pence that would help shore up that base. Well, right now, Joe Biden has a problem potentially with young voters and with Latino voters. And in my view, if he wants to win, he should pick a leader who has sway and who will excite those parts of the Democratic coalition. Elizabeth Warren has gotten asked if she would serve as vice president. Stacey Abrams is out there making her pitch to serve as vice president. Nina, if you were asked to serve as vice president to Joe Biden, would you?
Oh my God, Crystal. No, you just didn't do that to me right here on Rising. I don't have to worry about that fantasy. It's not gonna happen. I'm too much of a truth teller for the corporatist Dems. But that's the truth. And bigger than the picking a vice president, we really do need some oval action here. We really need some real commitments to help people have their own self-determination, and especially in face of a pandemic. Crystal and Cigar, this is people are literally dying. People are living in fear every single day. They're losing their livelihood and people are losing their lives. This is going to be a hard journey for this country and for this world, but we can get through this. We need vision and provision. Vision and provision together will get us through this.
Actually, that is so true. Now, Nina Turner, the media, many right here in the Democratic Party have already or constantly try to make her the angry black woman, and in doing so with an attempt to let you not listen to what she is saying, but looking at her through a particular lens that demeans her. She has gone through that. The same has gone with Bree Gray, the spokesperson for Bernie Sanders. They've really played a heavy-duty, angry black woman racial card on these black women who supported Bernie Sanders. That said, listen to her words, because they're important for the progressive movement. And she is very, very well respected in the progressive movement that was under the domain, following the same movement with Bernie Sanders. I've spoken to her several times. Actually, we went during the St. Louis, when we went to the Netroots in St. Louis. We went together to the Michael Brown, where the markings on the street where Michael Brown lay dead for several hours. We did some stuff out there. Now, the thing about it is she made some very important points I hope people realize. And like I said, a lot of folks, they have demeaned her so much that folks look at her through tunnel vision and not expand on what she's saying. She's right. She's absolutely right. You can have all the best intentions. She's right. Progressive policies are the policies that do the best for people. She's right. Progressive policies are the best policies. And if you ask Americans what they want, they tell you all the things that Bernie Sanders supports. Most Democrats and a large percentage of independents and a large percentage of Republicans support these policies when said in the abstract. When it's not tied to any particular candidate, that's what they want. The exit polls out of the Democratic primaries said that these are the policies Americans want. But what Americans lacked is the feeling of empowerment. And when you hear her talk about good intentions without power gives you nothing, she's absolutely right. You can have the best intentions. If you don't have the power behind it, if you don't have the power of execution behind it, then it will never be realized. And that is what was missing. That is what was missing as Bernie Sanders started to make his progression. The power was behind another candidate. You have to first assert power to win, power to get your ideas out. And what she's pointing to within this movement is this movement within that party, the leftward movement within that party, has to earn the trust, the belief of these people so that they would usurp the power from those who are misusing it right now. At the end of the interview, at the end of the clip, she said something that is even so much more important. What a politician is supposed to be. A politician is supposed to be that person who feels like they are there to serve the people and not the people serve them. In other words, they serve at the mercy of the people. The people want these things effected. They serve for the people. Those of us who want to be in this sort of a domain, who are trying to attract people, we have to realize that so importantly. Serve, serve, serve. Yourself behind. First, the people. Because they are looking up to you so that you can do what? Serve them. And we have lost that. We have lost that. We have made politicians. We have made hosts. We have made all these people celebrities when the purpose, the job of the media, the job of the politician, the job of all these people are what? To serve. And when the people get in their heads that we are supposed to be serving you, then they will be more empowered to do what needs to be done. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.